welcome once again, friends, followers. Here are the Stormists. Here was the Stormers. Hotsists. That's what it is. This afternoon, we're going to have a match between Crit Kickers and Came From Behind in Division A in one of the last games of their division in NGS here, Season 19. We can see that Crit Kickers have banned Battlefield of Eternity and Braxis Holdout. Apparently they have some strong anathema for two-lane maps. Or Animus, maybe. And I don't think either of those words are correct. I'm not thinking of the right word. Moving on. On the far side, Volskaya Foundry and Towers of Doom were banned for Came From Behind, who look from their picture to be part of the Rage section of teams. I'm a bit quiet. Let me move this a little closer to my mouth. I think it might be your volume, though, because it's showing as pretty normal on my OBS, my friend. So maybe check your settings, Jimmy. So map number 1 is going to be Tomb of the Spider Queen. And a fairly small map. The lanes are fairly close together. So I wonder if Came From Behind came to the same conclusion that we did. With the two smallest maps banned, it looks like they chose the next smallest map, if they indeed were the ones to choose the map. And we will see what these teams have chosen. We'll pop into the game. Because there's no draft phase in a replay cast, we'll quickly go over the drafts of these teams, and then we will jump into the action. Let's see game number 1 between Crit Kickers and Came From Behind. In the blue, we do have our Crit Kickers. They've drafted Stitches, Tychus, Sonya, Brightwing, Maev. So this is a team to me that says we want to catch you, control you, and kill you. Brightwing has the ability to be all over the map. Maev, I know that Icon is great on Brightwing, Infinity's great on Maev. So we've got characters, and Stitches on this map specifically, because the lanes are so close together, there's so many great little niche hiding spots for him to hide and grab a great hook. So this is a team composition that seems to would really suit this map well. Sonya has good wave clear, Tychus has moderately good wave clear, Maev's isn't terrible, and Brightwing can aid with that as well. A lot of good control here, and a lot of good ways to punish people who are looking to rotate lanes. On the far side, we have some unusual heroes picked. We've got Nazeebo, Varian, Anduin, Kerrigan, and Leoric. So this is another team that really wants to go on to. We've got the Taunt Censure combo, so Taunt into Root. Kerrigan also has her combo to follow up, so they want to catch people out and kill them. Very much a comp that wants to pick one person and then blow the rest away. Brightwing does have a Cleanse, which can make this a bit more difficult, but Anduin always has the ability to pull someone out if they go in too deep. I might be biased. I think that the stronger comp is the Crit Kickers comp. I think if it gets to 20, Kerrigan and Nazeebo can be kind of scary. But they have to get there first. And while they have pretty solid wave clear, I think if they make any missteps, the leap, the hook, and the Umbral Bind are really going to make their life frustrating. But as always, all matchups are skill matchups. Let's see what these teams give us in game number 1. In the blue, we do have the Crit Kickers. On Stitches, we have Godfred. Infinity Meme is playing Maev. IE is on Tychus. Nullius plays the Sonya riding Money. And we've got Icon on the Fruit Fly Brightwing. Crit Kickers. In the red, we have Came From Behind. We've got Huckett on the Anduin. Mr. Hustler is on the Varian. We've got Leoric played by Mojo. Top Gun on the Nazeebo. And Gurk Freezer has brought Kerrigan. So we've got the quarterback build for Tychus, pretty standard. Patchwork Creation for Stitches. Warpaint, so the healing autos for Sonya. Hypershift for Brightwing, and Nisha's Memento, aiding in the wave clear and in tight team fights. Great hook there. Leoric is going to take a ton of damage from the towers and from the heroes. A fantastic pull there. Looking to get the finish there is the Maev. She takes a lot of damage in return. The heal from Icon's Brightwing will keep Infinity Meme alive for now. And a lot of action right off the bat here. But that was a 4v5. Sonya's in the bottom, soaking up experience as we speak, as IE looks to get some extra Tychus damage here as Maev was getting the focus, and they steal their opponent's orb. On the far side here, we do have Widowmakers for Nazeebo, the spider build, which makes his early game a little less weak. We've got the Lion's Maw, so the Lion Fang stack for Varian, pretty common for his tank build. Power Word Shield on the Anduin, Fury of the Swarm for Kerrigan, and the Consume Vitality, which is not unusual if you're playing into 3 or more melee characters. Especially if you don't have a way of generating a lot of orbs for Ossian renewal. Nullius just looking to clear out this wave quickly. Mojo looks like he kind of wants to be part of like a mid to bottom rotate. Not sure that Crit Kickers is going to give them the opportunity to get a lot of advantage out of that. I just looking to pressure this weak early. A good pull there, but Gertrude doesn't quite get the combo right onto IE, and will now have to wait 10 to 12 seconds to get that combo up again. The root does go down on Icon. I think that was a little bit wasteful in terms of the cleanse there. There wasn't really a good opportunity for them to come in and follow up on that, but it wasn't the worst either because they're going to focus on this instead. Attempted combo onto the Brightwing, good sidestep there by Icon. Mr. Hustler is walking away. Remember, Varian still has no taunt, so until level 4, he's a bit of a melee minion. But they're only looking to protect this for a little while. There is the attempted pull on Maiev, but a great leap on the trait there for Infinity Meme. I picked on my person. It is called Vault of the Wardens. We're just going to call it Vault, because who's got time to say Vault of the Wardens? Ugh! Makes me sick just thinking of using all those words at the same time. Nullius is smashing Mojo, who does land the Drain Hope long enough to not just instantly die the next time he walks up. But Nullius is playing the Sonya very well. They do catch and kill the Anduin, though, i.e. murderizes the saddest boy in the Alliance. But the taunt is here. They do put the taunt onto Maiev. But once again, Gertfreezer just misses the combo. And they're unable to kill Illidan's Captor. Or at least Illidan's Ward. Hustler throws out the Lion's Fang to prevent Godfred from turning in. The spiders do come out to nibble at Maev's heels. Out come your frogs. Rub it. It is stacking Kerrigan and Master Assassin Tychus. The root will go out onto Infinity. Out comes more Lion's Fangs. The spiders are at 63 stacks, and the Lion's Maw is at 18. It does look like Crit Kickers are having more of an opportunity to turn in their gems, as they've turned in 23 already. 15 more will go in for IE, leaving them just too short of a full turn-in. Nullius looking to pressure Mojo here. The Drain Hope did land, so he is able to get his health back, but he does not want to trade while Drain Hope is down, and Nullius has a full wave here. That is just an advantage for Nullius. Infinity did go down and capture the camp. Mojo is going to take a lot of damage here. Is using the Drain Hope once again, will just survive, but has no way of defending against these Siege Giants. And I can tell you, as a Leoric player, this feels terrible. When they're protecting the Siege camp, you're very low. You want to be able to help Soak, but you're just going to have to give up your gate until someone from your team shows up to help. It looks like Kerrigan and Nazeebo are looking to rotate down. The leap onto Infinity Meme there. The Ravaging Blades. Oh, but they catch Mojo and kill him! Ravage, not Ravaging Blades. Oh my gracious. That was so much damage so quickly. You'd almost expect that more from, like, Nazeebo Kerrigan, but no. They're dumped on a Mr. Hustler here, and there's no opportunity. Sevens are here a full level ahead for the members of Crickers. Now, Mojo will return, and the Drain Hope will get him lots of help back from the Godfrey. The Polymorph will not allow them to stop the turn-in. Blue Web Weavers are out. Nullius is going to spin amongst the zombies, and that was quite a rave over there. Just using your Luchador bats in the middle of a zombie circle. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's what happens when you go to any dance where there's mushrooms, but hey, that's just my opinion, man. So the Blue Web Weavers will come down. Nazeebo is left bottom to clean up the bottom Web Weaver. He's rotating away from it. No, he's going to stay here to protect. In the mid, they've left 3 to protect. In the top, it's going to be Leoric against Nullius again. IE and Infinity looking to put pressure here. Icon will back using that phase shift to come back, probably onto Infinity Meme, I would suggest, as this goes down. Look, I'm Psychic. It's almost as if I play with Icon. I know that's how he likes to play. Bottom does manage to go down, but they're rotating in, and they want to punish the Top Gun, this Nazeebo. The grenade will come out. Godfred just looking to intimidate. Goes for his E, the Devour, and the Umbral Bind plus the attacks from Tychus will kill. the Nazebo. So 2 forts on a single turn-in, and they're about to hit 10, a level and a half ahead. Now they're only up 4 kills to 0, so where has all this experience come from that they're ahead? They're 5,000 ahead in structures, 600 ahead in structures. Passive is the same. They got 2,000 more in minions and mercenary and hero experience. So they've just been getting small advantages, but everywhere they go, it is advantages. They have hit 10. We've got the Commandeer Odin for the Tychus, Gorge for the Stitches, Leap for the Sonya, Blink Heal for the Brightwing, and Containment Disc on the Maiev. 10s are still a full level away for the members that came from behind, and they're going to have to be very careful here and not lose their gems, because the only way to come back into this game after going behind is to get a good turn in and get yourself some value. Dying when you have 18 gems or 37 gems is the worst thing you can do on this map, in my opinion. I am not a doctor of the heroes. So both teams are playing it on the safe side. It does look like Came From Behind is going to wait until they're 10. They're going to be very careful not to overextend. There was a ping onto Leo, but I think that was just Stone Team saying, like, hey, don't get caught. We cannot afford to fall behind here. But there will be they need 12 more to turn in. No one person has that many. So Infinity Meme will turn in 5. They need 2 more now. 10s are coming up. They're going to jump on Nullius. There's a taunt. There's a spider wall. The leap is used to get away, and well used there. 60-second cooldown to prevent the death. But we see Gargantuan, Warbringer, Light Bomb for Anduin, Summon Ultralisk for the Kerrigan, and Entomb for this Leoric. But the clutch is filled with spider butts, and it is spider button time. Blue team, makes sense, will rotate top and look to get themselves an advantage in the top lane as well, take down the final fort, and force their opponents to deal with the siege giants in the bottom. And it does look like Leoric will go down. There is the Gorge onto Mr. Hustler. A good pull there from Huckett will keep him alive. But the Commandeer Odin will come out as the Web Weaver drops, and they are going to look to take top fort here. Nullius is pushing in the middle with the Sonya, as in the top lane. The Gargantuan comes out as well, and Gary does not like spiders. Very scared of them. So he's going to smack it very hard. Once again, the Kerrigan is unable to capitalize on the combo. The Master Hooker, or no, the longer hook comes out for Godfred's Stitches now. Nullius has rotated to the top, and they're going to look to finish this off. In the bottom, Mojo is still smacking away at this, but it's already putting damage on the Keep Gate. And in the middle, the Keep Gate is completely gone as the fort on the top falls. And Crit Kickers are desperately in charge of this game. The Light Bomb will come out, and there, the combo finally does hit. It lands onto Nullius, but they're unable to capitalize. The Leap is going to come out. They stun Mr. Hustler again. He will go down. The silence is on Gurkfreezer, who will also die. It is a 2-for-0 for Crit Kickers, and they are currently up 6-0 as the Anduin gets gorged by Godfred, and a Huckett will be murderized as well. Bring me the spider butts, because I don't like spider butts. And it looks like this middle team will go down very, very quickly to the combined might of Crit Kickers. That extra long hook comes out. Godfred looking for a parting gift. Unable to use it, and the Polymorph will keep Mr. Hustler from attempting to detain. Whoop, whoop. That's the sound of police. I do have a friend who often says when the enemy team is coming, guys, the police are coming. You don't want to get caught by the police in this game, because the enemy team will not Mirandize you. Mojo needs to be careful. Getting caught with 39 gems is bad news. 42 on the Nazebo. Those two characters have all their gems, and you have to believe that's who Crit Kickers will be targeting, because they're quite a ways away from having a full... Well, no, they're only 4 away from another full turn. There comes the hook. They get it onto Mr. Hustler, but that is not the target they want, and Godfrey will not follow that up with a hook. Infinity Meme does drop the Fan of Knives. I have to assume they got the reset on that one, but they are going to hit 16 soon, while 13s are not even yet online for Came From Behind. But they do have 91. They have enough now for a double turn-in, basically. So, Mojo turns in 40 gems, and Mr. Hustler will try to turn in the last 2. Crick Kicker's going to try to stop it. Huckett gets hit with the containment disc. A great vault there from Infinity means she does not get caught in that, but the Entomb will come out. Infinity Beam no longer has vault. There's the lead from Noli, so they kill the Kerrigan. They're jumping onto Mojo. They do kill the Brightwing. Mojo is incredible, though. The Light Bomb will come out for Mr. Hustler, but they are stopped from turning in while they were only 2 away. And now there are enough on the side of Crick Kickers to get another turn in and start knocking on Keep Gates. Godfred will rotate bottom to turn in the final one, as Infinity Beam looks to defend what's left of this bruiser camp in the mid lane. Kerrigan has not yet finished the Sharpened Blade stats. Need 40 more to get the additional damage. That is not what you're hoping for when you're playing Kerrigan. The Drain Hope will miss onto Infinity Beam, who will clear out the wave here. And 2 Web Weavers are going to land here, and here, which is going to make life tough for Came From Behind. So, what would they need to do to win here? Well, they would need an absolutely heroic defense, down 16-14 against Web Weavers. They need someone from Kick Kickers to make a major mistake. They need the Brightwing to get caught out. They need Sonya to jump in a little too soon. They need Infinity to miss a vault. What they need is a mistake. That is the only way they're going to come back in with this much pressure on them. Mr. Hustler is going to taunt. A great cleanse there by Icon means Infinity Beam is safe, and the stun is unable to connect. There's the hook onto Kerrigan, though, and absolutely cut. The containment disc will keep the help coming from the Varian. A great pull there. The Light Bomb comes out as well, but Huckett gets hooked in. That's the end of Kerrigan. That's the end of Anduin. And Gary the Gargantuan is going to get slapped around. They're going to kill Top Gun. He has 44 gems. Top Gun, no! Top Gun! He gets away. They could not kill the Nazebo. He's one of the best characters in the game for a reason, and I think most Faints would agree with me on that. Mojo is going to start smacking around. Mr. Hustler's getting very low again. He will go down to Infinity, who uses the Spirit of Vengeance to get away. The bot lane was cleared, but this top keep looks to go down as well. And the kills are 11-1. Only that one Brightwing kill so far this entire game. Man, is my chat broken, or does just nobody think my jokes are funny? I think 2 probably. So Crick Kickers falls back to take this boss. Now death timers are still short enough that this could theoretically be contested successfully. But I don't think they're going to. Now, we look, this gate is fine. This gate's untouched. This gate is untouched. This game has been an absolute domination for Crick Kickers so far, and they've really put on a clinic on how you dominate a team without ever just killing them over and over. Just control the map, make them fight you, get kills. Red Web Weavers will descend. The turn-in was successful, but at this point, it's just a delaying tactic. That's all they want to do right now, is stop the relentless push from Crick Kickers. The boss is going to get on the court, and it still has 2/3 of its life. So all 5 members are going to attack this boss in the hopes of taking it down before it breaks the shields, and it looks like they will be successful. However, in return, their Web Weavers will all be killed before they can do a single bit of damage. And Catapults do a surprisingly good job of clearing Web Weavers. So 20s will be up shortly. I don't know. Oh, that was a good ice block, as that hook may have connected, and that would have been very difficult to lose 46 gems. So 19-16. This is the time that Came From Behind wants to fight. This is not the time that a 5v5 team fight would be in the best interest of the members. The Light Bomb will come out after the taunt, but a good cleanse again by Icon. The Blink Heal will keep him safe. Containment Disc will catch. Gurkfreezer ends up hooked and gorged in the middle of the team, ends up myrtleized, and once again, Came From Behind is going to have to get out, and Godfred is putting the fear of undead, recreation Stitch Pinocchio boys into their heads. If you weren't already afraid of this kind of freaking nightmare, you're going to be afraid of it now. These hook gorges, or even if it was just a melee gorge, I didn't quite catch it, but you got to be afraid of it. It is so deadly. And unfortunately for Gerkfraser, I don't feel like the Kerrigan has had its opportunity to shine in this match. There just hasn't been a lot of opportunities to jump into this team and cause punishment. It's more like jump into this team, get polymorph, die immediately. So 20s are in now. We've got the Composite Spear, Big Red Button, Fairy Protector, Shadow Orb, Huntress, and Godfred is not yet willing to admit he's a Master Hooker, but he'll get there. He'll accept it. Trust. So, still 2 3/4 levels away from 20. Now, if they can make it there, Nazebo, Kerrigan, the Silence Entomb, all those things are fantastic tools. But Crit Kickers allowing it to go that far would be shocking. And it is Master Hooker for the Godfred. Every wave pushed in, nowhere on the map they can go, and almost no even gate damage. Crit Kickers has been on the offensive the entire game, and it has been up to Came From Behind to try and play as counter-aggressively as possible, trying to wait for the right moments to counter-engage. They have found some good opportunities, but they have not yet been able to get the kills, and some of that is just getting outstatted by the 3-level disadvantage, 4-level disadvantage they're facing right now in statistics. Now, Voodoo Ritual will 100% be ready for the Vile Ritual. Bloom Web Weavers are descending, and this may be beginning to spell the beginning of the end of game number 1. I.e. just firing away at the keep. Using that Q, as he did go Q here. Getting the bonus there. The attempted taunt Infinity, but the Vault of the Wardens will keep her safe at the moment. We've got Gary the Gargantuan standing brave, standing tall. You know, just chilling. He's like, you know, I never really appreciated the glowing purple over here. That's really something, guys. That's neato. Okay, bye. There is the taunt onto Godfred. Containment Desk will miss. There is the combo, but it just missed on a Nullius. The hook lands instead on the Ultralisk, who is destroyed. This keep will go down, and now they're trying to defend Web Weavers that are attacking the core. But guiding in the last Web Weaver is the entire 5-mana of Crit Kickers. Mr. Hostler comes in, drops a Dragon's Fang onto Infinity. Huckett will jump in. There comes the Light Bomb. A big stun there, but the Anduin will die first. Infinity forced to jump out the Umbral Bind, but no! There will be the kill from Nazebo. However, Leoric will go down at the same time. Gerkfreezer is getting caught, murderized. That is a full 15 kills for the Master Assassin for Tychus. Top Gun is getting incredibly low. His 46 gems will go with him. Get out, Nazebo. Get out, Nazebo. Mr. Hustler, 39 gems. Gotta protect them gems, son. But it is a 1 for 3, and game number 1 will be decidedly going over to the members of Crit Kickers. And again, this is how you win a match without... I know the kills are 15-2. That could have been a lot higher, especially with the Stitches, but they didn't play the run around chasing to kill people. And you know what I am going to say? I think that's a change from Crit Kicker's strategy earlier in the season, where they got a little kill hungry, and there were times they missed out on objectives or missed out on structures because their focus was a little too kill focused. They're really showing that you don't have to kill people to successfully get what you want all over the map. And that's what they did. They let their opponents come to them. They killed them when they made mistakes, and otherwise they took what they wanted. And just some excellent, excellent play there. It's really hard to fairly assess what we saw coming out of Came From Behind because they had a bit of an unusual draft, and the aggressiveness of their opponents made it hard for them to really shine. So here's hoping we see them a little more comfortable and a little more able to respond in game number 2. So with game 1 going to Crit Kickers, we will see where we're taken for game number 2. And it looks like it's going to be... Okay. Who is ready to go to the Shire? The Dragonshire. So So, we are going to be playing a map that is all about putting the right people in the right places at the right time. Macro decision making and the speed of macro, very, very important in this particular map. Micro is a little important, but there's more important things than micro in this game. On this map, sorry. So getting the right people in the right places at the right time, making sure you have the right number of people, making sure you're ready for 2v2s, 3v3s, and skirmishes, really trying to use the exact correct amount of resources. So this map is like the chess of the map pool, in my personal opinion. Knowing who you want where and when, very, very important. Globals find a lot of value on this map. Zeratul can find value on this map. But let's see what these teams thought would be value on this map by drawing you into the match and going over their drafts. So we can see that Crickers have drafted Falstad, Lost Vikings, Johanna, Brightwing, and Chromie. We've got the Godfred Vikings! And Faint to Parry has been brought in for Nullius. So, we essentially have 3 globals, if we count the Vikings as a global, because they can spread their influence and ability to soak all over the map. Falstad's a global, and Brightwing is a global. So this gives them ability to try to take fights, try to pressure people around the map, and because there is both Kel'Thuzad and Zeratul on the enemy team, they aren't going to be the strongest from levels kind of 1 to 10. That does actually give the Vikings an opportunity to create pressure, to soak, to get on the shrines, and let the other 4, like the rest of the 4-man, create problems, create outnumbered situations with their globals. So it's an interesting setup. It's not necessarily the strongest in combat, but it could work if they don't let the Zeratul snowball out of control. On the far side, we see Tychus, Uther, Kel'Thuzad, Anduin, and Zeratul. So we've got main tank Uther. My first impression of this team is it's extremely squishy. Uther has a low health pool for a tank. Tychus is probably the tankiest member they have, as Kel'Thuzad and Zeratul also have fairly small hit point pools. So even though their opponents don't necessarily have the biggest things, if they get caught in 2 out of 3 Dragon's Breath hits, most of the people on this team are going to have to leave the fight right then and there. Now, Uther and Anduin do have good healing throughput, but especially early on, 4v4 team fights are very unlikely to favor them. So they, once again, just like their Nazebo game, they're going to have to try to mitigate their early game losses to let themselves scale into the later game, where Zeratul and Kel'Thuzad are a lot more dangerous. But that's what I think. You guys can let me know what you think in the chat. Otherwise, we're going to hop into game number 2 between Crick Kickers and Came from Behind. In the blue, we have got Crick Kickers. Godfred has brought the Lost Vikings there, and there, and there. We've got Icon on the Brightwing. IE has brought the Dwarf on a Duck, and Infinity Meme is on Chromie. Let's not forget, Faint to Parry is the proud Centurion Johanna with the matching skin horse. Well done.
10 seconds.
Over here in the red, we have Came from Behind. Top Gun is on the Uther. Mr. Hustler is on the Kael'thas. Huckett is bringing Tychus. Gurk Freezer is on the Anduin. And we've got Mo Joe bringing the Zeratul. Level 1s, we have the Hammerang here from IE. I know he normally prefers the auto attack build, so there must have been something about what he saw here that made him think he'd rather go bursty. We have Olaf the Stout from Godfred's Vikings, giving him 20% maximum bonus health and physical armor stacks, which does definitely make him more reliable at holding his point. He's going to take a lot of damage from the Tychus. The grenade is going to... No, he doesn't even need the grenade. They're just going to blow up. In the top, Zeratul takes out Baylog as well, although Godfred is going to poke Zeratul with Eric. So a 1 and a third for nothing there, as even though I thought they'd be kind of weak early, a lot of aggression here and a lot of crowd control from Came from Behind, and they are looking to get revenge for the Game 1 domination. But Top Gun's going to take a lot of damage here. He's very squishy. Big heals there from both himself and Anduin will keep him alive for now. Good combo there from Mr. Hustler, who already has 6 stacks in Master of the Cold Dark. We do see Flashlight build Zealous Glare for Johanna here. We've got the Hyper Shift and Time Walker's Pursuit. On the other side, we do have Dash, increasing the range of run and gun, while we do see fights going on here. Hammer of the Lightbringer, the melee build for Uther. The Plague Lands, so after increase Death and Decay duration, and after gaining 30 Blight, increase the radius. And then Power Word Shield from Anduin. I don't know why I always have a hard time saying that. And Move Unseen for Zeratul. Hey, Nullius. So you got replaced by Fate in this match. So rude. So rude. So in the bottom, Came From Behind will take this neutral siege camp, as they do have both of the shrines at the moment. And Zeratul, a lot of people say Zeratul can just farm the BBs, the Vikings. In a sense, yes. In another sense, no. It really depends on the skill of the Viking player. This is going to come out. There is a big freeze here. A ton of damage is going to come out here. Feint to Parry steps in while the mid is being defended by Vikings, who are double soaking at the moment. It is a 4v4 here in the bottom as Zeratul. Another freeze onto Mr. Hustler. Even with that fantastic freeze, they just have not been able to get out the damage they're looking for. The Condemn will catch 2. Top Gun and Mr. Hustler caught here. The Flashlight will hit them as well, but they're not scared of flashlights. Zeratul still sitting in the top here, looking to clear this way. Godfred wants to capture this, but there is the Warp Bomb and the Cleave and the Auto. Balog is dead. Finnegan will step onto the point. Anduin gets hit in the time drop, but Feint to Parry takes so much damage, and in fact, it will be Uther finishing off with Johanna here. And it looks like Came From Behind is a lot more comfortable in the composition they drafted so far. We've already got 21 stacks, so Glacial Spike is available to the Master of the Cold Dark, who is Kel'Thuzad. They have both shrines. Godfred looking to defend the Dragon Knight in the middle with both Eric and Olaf, as Balog heads towards the middle. They will catch Olaf here with the Glacial Spike. There's the stun from Top Gun. The Hammerang comes out from IE, putting some damage onto Top Gun. The bottom Shrine of the Moon will be captured once again by Crit Kickers. This is a much more even game, and to be honest, it's a lot more fun to watch even games. Sevens are here. There is the stun onto Icon. Uses the Cleanse to keep himself alive. Out comes the Chromie damage. There comes more hooks, and Kel'Thuzad is stacking very quickly this game. And they might scale more quickly than I thought they would. We do see the Phylactery coming out for Kel'Thuzad. There is, and there it is. Master of the Cold Dark is done, but Mr. Hustler takes so much. A fantastic pull, but he's still finished off by the Johanna Flashlight. Huckett takes a bunch of damage, and it is the first kill over to the side of Crit Kickers for their team this time. Balog soaking in the top here. Olaf soaking in the mid. And the 4-man not even worrying about it. So, if we see where they have the same mercenary experience, hero kill experience is over to Came From Behind, which makes sense. We've got about 1,000 minion lead. Passive is the same, structures slightly ahead. So, fairly close. The experience is just ahead after that one kill for the members of Crit Kickers, who had been about a half level behind. Now, Huckett will collect the bottom. On the top, Olaf is standing on the point, although how much he can really do to Mojo is debatable. But he is able to avoid damage from those autos with his stacks. And now, Balog is here as well. They do get the Dragon Knight, and Mojo is forced to back away. But Uther has gotten into the Dragon Knight, as Crit Kickers were unable to collect that Shrine of the Moon in time. So, more stacks for the Falstad. He takes so much damage there, and the kick is going to come out. Heal by Icon barely saves the Dork. And his, oh my goodness, the Dwarf on a duck. The Dork, yep. Falstad's just a dork, guys, and a nerd. Feint to Parry will get booted all the way to Trinidad and Tobago, but I hope he enjoys his vacation. There is a fly-in from IE's Falstad. The siege camp down here was getting pushed in by Eric. It does take the gate here. And so it looks like both teams actually got something fairly even. A gate for a gate, basically. The Blessed Shield will come out as they hit 10, but like the Slowing Sands come out, but Mojo manages to get the blink out just in time to save himself. So as 10s come out, we see play again for the Vikings. We see Blessed Shield for Johanna. We've got Blink Heal for the Brightwing, and we have Slowing Sands for Chromie. I fully suspect to see Mighty Gust here from IE. I can't imagine he would find a lot of value in Hinterland Blast, to be honest. Balog will be killed in the top. On the other hand, we have Commandeer Odin for the Tychus, Divine Storm for this tank Uther, Shadow Fisher. We normally see the big freezy ball thing. I'm pretty sure that's its actual name, the big freezy ball thing. Yeah. In the top, Balog is attempting to clear, or Olaf is attempting to clear this out as Mojo pushes with this camp. We have the Light Bomb from Anduin and Might of the Narazim. It's Hinterland Blast! We have full meme from Falstad. I don't know if he felt like they were missing damage or what, but we do see. So I'm wondering if that's because of the Blessed Shield. There's enough lockdown to kind of guarantee this damage, but there's so much outplay potential from the Falstad Mighty Gust. So Falstad will fly down. Feint to parry, looking to come around from the flank. Has the Iron Skin. There is the Blessed Shield, and there is the... Oh, a fantastic kill. But the Phylactery is up, so he does have 10% spell damage. Will he use the Phylactery to come back to life? It doesn't look like that's his choice at the moment. He will let his 20 seconds count down as just a fantastic amount of damage came out with the Blessed Shield Hinterland Blast combo. Now, in the top... oh, the play again comes out, and that will force Mojo to back out as all three are here. In the middle, Feint will grab the Dragon Knight as they take out this wave. And in the bottom, Infinity, IE, and Icon are looking to siege up on the bottom fort. Eric gets murdered. Another dead Viking. How many have to die before Zeratul is happy? It is a 3v3 in the bottom lane here. Tychus is going mid. A lot of damage comes out from that Dragon's Breath onto Mr. Hustler. We do see a proper greeting here. There is the sun. Oh, the Divine Shield wasted with a fantastic blink heal from the Brightwing there. Absolutely marvelous. Dragon Knight has taken a lot of damage, down to 25%. Has taken about the same, about 25% from this middle fort. Bottom fort's only taking about 10%. So I don't know if they've gotten all the value. The Unstoppable, great Commandeer Odin there. Feint to parry is going to have to be careful walking away here, but the flashlight means that he's able to know where Zeratul is for the time being, and they ping onto their Siege Giants. So a pretty solid defense there came from behind, and this has got to be very encouraging after being dominated in game number 1. They are looking at the Tri-Brush here, looking to get some vision. Godfred has got some vision on them. There's the dash away by Huckett. They do have the Slowing Sands, a great pull out there. Here comes the Hinterland Blast! And blasted away is Uther. The Anduin throws out the Light Bomb. Here is the Shadow Fisher. Feint to parry is getting incredibly low. Icon using the phase shift, and it helps for now, but Infinity Meme gets caught and unfortunately murderized. They're looking to jump onto the Anduin, though. Gurk Freezer is taking so much damage. He's so low, but it's just Icon and Feint. It's only the healer and the tank together. They can't do anything. They both get blown away for chasing too far, and it's a 4-for-1 to the advantage of Came From Behind. Now, both the towers are down here, which means it is a free push for Olaf and Balog, but Mojo will come in, catch the bomb onto Godfred, does a ton of damage. There is the hop. It is not enough. Jump is not enough to save Balog, as he is murderized. And in the bottom, with the help of Siege Giants, Came From Behind, blows up the bottom fort. And they have got a full level lead. They're about to hit 16s. And this has to be played safe by the members of Crit Kickers, who thus far have not looked nearly as dominant in game number 2. Now, this can be a map where it's hard to get as much value because of how easy it is to rotate fairly quickly. So the Vikings don't always get as much value on this map, and Zeratul can pick off the lower health members, basically the ones who aren't Olaf. Now, Godfred is basically going to use Eric as a ward here. He will definitely die. But he's so tanky. How could he die there? Olaf. Oh, the jump there will save Olaf this time as he taps and manages to keep himself alive. But again, he's going to have slow clear on this bruiser camp as Zeratul takes this top. Now, the 4-man of Cricketers here. There is the stun. The polymorph does go onto Top Gun, but they've got to be careful. They do not want to be in a choke against this. Oh, so much damage there onto Kel'Thuzad. Huckett will step on the point with his Odin and take it back. There is a stun onto Feint to parry, but there comes the Blessed Shield. The Unstoppable comes out, and the Hinterland Blast does good damage. Infinity Beam takes a lot of damage from the Odin, though. And they do not manage to recapture the point, but they're on it now. Out comes the Glacial Spike with the chain. No one is close enough for it to hit them. It looks like Olaf will capture the top point, while Godfred is in the mid, looking to make sure that there's no opportunity for the capture from Zeratul. Gurkfreezer still on the point there. We do have Zeratul looking at it, but the rest of the team is rotating up to create space. But top has been recaptured by the Vikings, meaning there is no opportunity to get the Dragon Knight right now, for it came from behind. They're rotating towards their bruiser camp. No, they're just going to do the safe rotate for now. Shrine of the Sun and the Shrine of the Moon in the hands of our red team. Godfred is being focused down. That is not who you want to go after first, though. Gurkfreezer is taking a ton of damage. Some good heals do come out there. IE takes a lot of damage. Balog will go down, but again, Vikings should not be the main priority here. Gurkfreezer goes down, but here comes the big stun, and they will kill Johanna. But Top Gun goes down. Mr. Hustler goes down, and it is going to be a 3-for-1. Johanna goes down, but they are going to lose 3 now. Kel'Thuzad does use his phylactery. He will come back as Mojo looks at creating space here. IE is putting out damage. Mr. Hustler does want to get his phylactery stacks back. Balog will get this bottom altar, but IE is going to help here. Here comes Icon as well. They're jumping onto Mojo. He has no way of escaping, and down goes Zeratul as both shrines are collected. And this is what you want Vikings for. They can spread out all over the map. They can be supported by other globals. And now you're going to have Olaf as a dragon. Shadowfisher comes out just late, and unfortunately for Came From Behind, not good enough. But they do get some early damage on this Dragon Knight. It's already lost 10% of its health. The mid fort will absolutely go down as teams are even on experience here. Bottom fort goes down. Eric is still in the top, pushing in these waves. In the bottom, Balog has been just keeping the wave at bay, as Shadowfishers kind of safely take more damage off this Dragon Knight, who's down to 50% already. Eric is still in the top in his little skunk uniform. It's Halloween. There is a good Hinterland's Blast. They catch Mr. Hustler, Ando, and Tychus. They all go down so quickly. And it's just the boomstick as Uther safely hides in a bush. That's 2 forts down, a 3-for-0 off of some very clean play. And the Hinterland Blast is looking less and less memey all the time. Zai is just waiting for that shield to come out and then blasting. Now, where a Griffin can fire lightning bolts from of its body, I don't know, but it's neat. All right, so we've got Nexus Frenzy for IE here. We've got checkpoint reached, so basically double play again as they do kill the Uther. Radiating Faith, Fairy Protector, and Unraveling, making people weaker with this Crowley. Now, Icon, they're going to look to take Icon out. The phase shift means it's not as easy. This is at 50%. Core is at 30. Core is at 20. Core is at 10. And Core is down. And it is a clean 2-0 sweep of Came From Behind by Crit Kickers. And I almost have to have more respect for them in Game 2 than you do in Game 1. Game 1, they played super clean. Game 2, they struggled. They had to come from behind. And it's harder to be a shot caller when everything isn't going your way. And, you know, props to Came From Behind. They did exactly that. They came out of a very difficult Game 1, looked much, much stronger in Game 2, and they just got caught a couple times. The Bless Shield Hinterland Blast combo, and that was enough to sew it up. But honestly, if either of those combos missed about the 3 times they landed or weren't quite as clean, they would have kept total command of this game. So I think both teams showed a lot of good here. We saw some interesting compositions with the Vikings versus the Kel'Thuzad. Man, Mr. Hustler's Kel'Thuzad hit almost everything he threw out. That was darn impressive. Take a quick look at the talents here. We've got Mending Strikes, Move Unseen, a bit of an auto attack with Singularity Spike build here from the Zeratul. Anduin's looking fairly standard. I don't know enough about Kel'Thuzad to tell you what standard is. The Benediction, Cleanse, Uther is normal. And again, we got the Spray and Pray, kind of the Q build, Master Assassin, Odin. Relentless Soldier is a bit interesting. Don't see it a lot, but there was a stunned or rooted. How many stuns or roots do we have here? Does Polymorph count as a stun? Johanna had a stun. Man, I don't see enough stuns or roots to really make this super useful here, but that's just my opinion. Pretty strong Chromie build here that can go with either of her main abilities here with the Timeout, the Quantum Overdrive, the Proper Greeting. Icons, pretty standard Brightwing build here. We've got pretty much a standard Joe here. Vikings with the spin and the jump and the stun Olaf. Pretty useful here. And we've got Q build into auto build. I almost wonder if that was a misclick. This is mostly looks like, well, not really. Oh, the auto attacks here. Yeah, this is really kind of a both ways kind of build here. But anyway, that will be game number 2. That is another victory for Crit Kickers as they take a clean 2-0. We will be back before too long. I'm going to take a little bit for some lunch and to get my voice back, but we will talk to you guys again soon. Be ready for our, I think we have 2 more casts that we've claimed today, and if things go well, we might claim more. But the next cast should be in not too long, and it will be Boomer Gaming versus Storm Probes. So, hope you guys have had a blast, and we will catch you again next time. Enjoy some Heroes of the Storm.